Hello, everyone. Welcome to HorrorBuzz Live, where we bring you the coolest, most interesting horror and information news that we can possibly bring you. But this week is a smidge different because there is a huge event coming up this weekend at the Frida called the Midsummer Scream Presents the Screaming Room Film Festival, presented by HorrorBuzz. And yes, so we are beyond excited to tell you everything about every programming block and even the award show on Sunday night. We can't say too much about the Saturday night screening, but you're not going to want to miss it because it's going to be a lot of fun too. Now, before we really get started into the fun of the show, what I would like to remind you is, please, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, okay? And follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Insta, and throw us some money on Patreon if you like what you see too. Also, please make sure to stop by the Cauldron in Buena Park. That's one of our favorite bars, if not our favorite bar in the entire world. Amazing pours, amazing food, and pretty cool people. So there's that. And we... Another thing to remind you of is that tonight we won't have Lindsay, but we will struggle on without her. She's at a callback, so break a leg, Lindsay. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to bring on Eric and Amantha, and we are going to begin our rundown of the Screaming Room Film Festival. Eric and Amantha, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm exhausted but excited at the same time. We have like so many crazy movies to show these people. It's just, yeah, it's going to be pretty.
We have such an amazing year of film to show.
Yeah, and the quality is a bit compressed this year, and hence, well, how would I say it? The quality's been elevated because we actually had 2 years worth of content, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you go through how that all came about there?
It was tough. Well, we lost out on doing the festival last year, mm-hmm. and so we invited all the filmmakers that submitted to that we told them we would go ahead and roll their films over for this year's event. So yeah, we ended up with an incredible amount of submissions between the last 2 years, and a lot of really high quality stuff. This was a very difficult year to narrow it down. We certainly had films that we wanted in the festival that we just unfortunately ran out of space to take everything.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah, and we actually, because obviously we all know what happened during 2020, so let's not rehash that. But we did a tiny little, an hour-long segment, right? Midsummer Scream did an online component last year, a little online fundraiser show, and we took a collection of the submissions from there.
Yeah, we showed six of the films that we had received in submissions at that point. We showed 6 of them on the online Midsummer Scream event last year. All 6 of those films are in the festival and will be playing this weekend. Mm-hmm. So we're excited about that because it was a good collection of films.
An amazing collection of films with Wally and his hideously malformed wart. Just a personal favorite. That's all I'm gonna say. And so then, again, this year rolled around, and while we were almost there, things were just a little too on the cusp, and we had to cancel plans again, right?
Yes.
For the official big Long Beach convention.
Yeah, for the convention as a whole.
But it was thanks to you, thanks to David, that we were like, we can still do this, just on a smaller scale. We can still have the Screaming Room Film Festival and give these filmmakers their due and give them their time in the spotlight. And it's a lot easier to plan a weekend film festival at a theater than it is to plan a weekend film festival that's part of a gigantic Long Beach convention that may or may not be able to go. So that's how this whole thing came about. This is exactly what you would be seeing at Midsummer Scream if that were happening. But since that couldn't happen this year officially, we decided, cool. And we reached out to the Frida, and our dear friends at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana were like, yep, we're going to host your 2-day film festival. Just come here and do it. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
So, and incidentally, it happens to be the same weekend that Midsummer was supposed to be.
Yes, exactly. So if you had plans to go to Midsummer,
you have plans to come to the Frida Cinema this week.
Then you still have plans to come to Midsummer, just a section of it in Santa Ana at a theater that you can support indie filmmakers at.
Absolutely.
Right.
And one of the great things about doing it at the Frida like this, and especially for this year when we have 2 years worth of submissions built up, is that it gave us the opportunity to be able to show more films than what we would ordinarily be able to show during the Midsummer Scream weekend, including we're going to have a special screening of films that have played at Midsummer Scream over the first 3 years of the Screaming Room.
Yeah, because we started this in 2017.
Correct.
So yeah, and so we're going to do what is being called the best of, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
and in that, we're going to be showing all of our jury award winners from those 3 years, along with a number of other favorites of ours that played, including our
unofficial favorite short film, Nightmare Cows.
Nightmare Cows. That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
For those of you who don't know, just go look it up.
Just
and then come see it at the Frida Cinema on a big screen this weekend.
It is a magical experience that will make you feel every human emotion. So
yes,
there will also be some awards given out. Now, how we arranged this is we had all of the blocks. Okay, we had all of the programming blocks, and we're going to go through them in a minute. But we had all of those. But then we also had all of the staff who tirelessly went through all of this. Every single submission was watched, right, guys?
Absolutely. Not only watched, but watched in its entirety. We make a point of making sure we watch every film that gets submitted from beginning to end. There's no shutting it off early. We watch everything.
Well, we want to give an opportunity to. It's very important, people who are making their films, to give them an opportunity to see what their vision is completely, and
we want to give everything serious consideration.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely. So let's see here. So we actually have we had a select jury, probably our biggest jury of all. That we took 20 of our highest rated films through the people who accepted stuff, and then we handed that top 20 to a very large group of jurors. Some included, I don't know, Peggy McGee. You might have known her as the ringmaster. The entire producing staff of the Midsummer Scream event, Rick, David, and Claire and Gary, they were all there. Let's see who else. I mean, there were so many people. So even Michael Lovano. Yeah, he just had a film come out, and we wanted a cross section of horror fans and filmmakers, giving everybody their fair shot. So with that, from that jury, we are giving away 3 awards at the end on Sunday night. Now, what are those 3 awards, Eric?
They are the Jack-O-Lantern Award, which is given out every year for the film that kind of best exemplifies the spirit of Halloween. That kind of whatever Halloween means to you, the film that kind of just has that feel to it. It may or may not necessarily be Halloween may or may not necessarily be a part of the film or a theme of the film, but that feeling is there that goes along with everything that we like about that holiday.
Yeah.
Right.
And we also have the Mary, what?
I was going to say, do you want me to introduce?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
We also have the Mary Shelley Award, and the Mary Shelley Award is we give that to the filmmakers who are bring the most uniqueness and creativeness. I can't say the word. Creativity. There we go. To their work, and so we had some fantastic films that were very much fitting of that award. I always lose words whenever I'm on. Very, very fitting of that award's, spirit.
Right. And
then our top prize for the best overall film is the Palme d'Or.
Wait, let me say it again. Palme d'Or.
Yeah. Gore.
Gore, yes. Because we are very serious, like we said, about film here with these shorts.
Yeah, and that is basically our overall best picture.
Exactly.
So, but you know what? That's not the only award that different films can win. Each block, every film that's being played is up for an audience award. So the audience can also vote what their favorite clip or their favorite short was in the block that they see. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yes.
So with all the rules laid down, let's go right through them. And let's bring Adrian on. Adrian, how's it going? Cannot even hear you.
You're muted.
You've muted.
Technical difficulties.
There we are.
There
we are. So Adrian,
I didn't want to make any noises in the background.
Adrian, you curated a number of the blocks, and the first one that's going to be shown is Supernatural Scares. Were there any standouts for you from that particular block that you want people to see?
Yeah, so I'm going to give a diplomatic response because they're like all my favorites. I'm just going to say they're all my favorite. That's why they were ultimately chosen for this block. We did get to kind of do the arrangement for how the shorts are going to play out in each block. So I will say that you should definitely show up right when Supernatural Scares starts, because one of my personal favorites of my favorites is at the very front of the block. So it's kicking things off on a good note, I think. So you should definitely show up and then stay until the end, because by the end you'll get to see some pretty diverse stories in the Supernatural Scares category. Different backgrounds, and a lot of them have different modern takes on old folk tales. So it's a pretty fun category that got curated for Supernatural.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so Brittany actually reviewed or curated the occult block.
Yes.
However, she's not here. So Eric, Amantha. Well, Amantha, you've actually seen every single one of them. So is there one that stands out for you in the occult?
Oh my goodness. Let's see here.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, Adrian was saying, we want to be pretty diplomatic and we don't want to sway one way or another, considering these are all up for audience awards. I will say though, the block as a whole, that with these occult films, they all tell like stories that I didn't know before, right? Because they're all kind of like, what would you say?
Well, part
Eric?
of the occult block is it's
like,
not just the occult.
It's like folklore. Folklore. I can finally say it after like 4 years. For everybody out there, you don't know, we had to change folklore to occult because I couldn't say folklore at one point. but now I'm older and I can do it. So that's not necessarily a cult. They can be stories that were told, like folklore. So,
but it's a good collection of films from around the world because
yes,
all of the films except one are from out of the country.
Right, exactly.
Now,
and that's what's really nice about our festival too, is that we get these entries from all over, and it gives us an opportunity to see cinema from around the world.
Yeah,
and showcase it.
That's what's so much fun about this festival is it's not just U.S. filmmakers; it's indie horror filmmakers from all over the globe. Our community is everywhere. So
because this block has films from Mexico, from the UK, from Greece, and the storylines are mostly based on these old pieces of folklore from these different countries. So.
Yeah, so it was great to watch them, and the way that the block that Brittany built the block works so well with the storytelling that's going to happen.
Yeah, she did an amazing job with that one.
Absolutely.
So the next two coming up are A Captive Audience and, of course, Crimes and Passions here. So, Eric, you curated both of these, so why don't you give us a quick rundown of what these two blocks are about?
Well, actually, Brian did the.
Oh, that's right. So sorry.
Captive Audience.
Okay, Brian did Captive Audience, but you did. Did you do Crimes and Passions?
I did Crimes and Passions.
Okay. Brian
did a Captive Audience, but I'll tell you, the Captive Audience. I think Brian put together one of my favorite blocks of this festival.
Nice.
It's made up of 4 films, but these 4 films are just really outstanding, and it's a Captive Audience. You know, when we created this concept for this block originally, it was all about people being trapped and being, stories of kidnappings, things like that. But he really found films that fit being captive in such a more expansive way, because these people are not necessarily just trapped by somebody else. They're trapped by their mind. They're trapped by weather in one case. They're trapped by sleep paralysis in one film. It really
that one's very scary, by the way.
Yeah. So it really
in Brian's category that I wanted in some of mine. So I'm a little mad at Brian.
That's the same thing.
That's
the same thing was true with a couple of the films. Well, some of the films in Supernatural, I know he wanted over there too. So a lot of these films, everybody wanted them in their blocks, but we had to, we had to just put them in one.
Yeah, they're getting shown somewhere because they're, like Eric was saying, a lot of them in Brian's category for Captive Audience. They're just really good. Short film, so that's definitely a good one to watch while you're at the festival.
I think we're having way too much fun just not to share this, so I think I'm going to bring in one of our other curators, Trish, and she curated the next block, Happy Halloween. You want to give us a quick rundown of that?
I was going to say that I don't have a favorite, but I would be lying on this block. The Happy Halloween block, I just love all of the movies, but I do have 2 favorite children on here. I have one that's kind of a comedy that's a take on a global pandemic mayhem moment that's happening. It's called The Axe and the Iron, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's out of the United States, and it's done by Matthew Rossman. Fan-flippin-tastic, absolutely love it. And my second, only because I am a mom.
You can say friggin'.
It is friggin' fantastic. And again, because I am a mom, The Pumpkin Thief has a big spot in my heart. I absolutely cried through the whole thing while I was watching it. And in a good way, not in a bad way. And I've watched it probably 15 times already, so.
Oh my gosh.
That comes out of the UK, and that's by Tom Hughes. It's fantastic.
So,
in my opinion,
yeah.
I'm not trying to sway the votes, but
well, you know what? It's up to everybody. They can vote how they feel.
Yeah.
The next one up is a very interesting block called Anthology of Terror. And Eric, this was one we actually made room for. right? I mean,
Yes.
like we there were so many good films. We were like, oh, let's just try to squeeze one more block in there. So we did.
I mean, I can tell you kind of the story of this block. There was a film in particular that we got in that was a little on the long side.
Mm-hmm.
But
The limit was 20 minutes.
Right, and this one was
just.
It just kind of pushed it. Like we had a 20-minute limit, but we were trying to keep things within a reasonable amount of time. And this was 18 minutes, this specific film, but it's just too good not to showcase.
Yeah.
I will tell you this film in this, because again, I watched everything over this past weekend. This film is my favorite film of the entire festival.
It's so
good. My favorite film. I don't get tired of watching it, even though I know the whole premise of this film. I don't know what else.
Who's going to get it?
What I was going to say is that
I'll let Eric explain how it came together.
The film
don't blow it.
No. I'm just going to say that the film is 18 minutes long, and one thing when it comes to putting together these blocks is that it becomes a little bit like playing Tetris in the way you have to try to fit everything in time-wise. And so this was a film that was up for under consideration in a couple different categories. And people wanted it, but there wasn't enough room, and we really hated to miss out on it. So we essentially created a whole new block that started with that film. And then it allowed us, because we were creating this extra block, it allowed us to pull in 3 other films that we also thought were just so good that we had.
Yeah. And to clarify, each block is just under an hour long. So because the original concept for the screening room was that people were able to pop into it during the convention, see maybe a block or maybe just one movie, and then take off, because there's so much to see during the festival that you've got to, you have to keep going. But in this format, we still keep the modular format, but you get to see as much as you want. So let's see here. The next 2, Art House Horror and Screaming Rainbow. Amantha, you want to tell us a bit about those?
Those are mine. Anyway, Art House Horror is going to be... So Art House Horror will always be my favorite block, because I love art house films, any type, right? And there's so much indie horror out there. And it's just been going on, like within the past few years. And I'm really happy that people are making indie horror shorts. That my block is really built around. My block's built around just a tone of. Let me think of the best way to describe it. It's. I don't want to say words like weird or odd or whatnot, because that's what comes to mind when you think about art house. It's built around a tone, I guess, of just not necessarily being dark. Do you know what I mean, Eric? But more like, no, do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you think about the films that are in that block, there's one specifically I really love, and I will name it. It's called Competitive Morning. And it just, every time I watch it, I love it. So that starts off my block. So if you come see my art house block, and you see that that's the movie that starts off my block here, you're going to get an understanding of how the rest of it's going to play out.
I love it. I love it. So,
and then with with Screaming Rainbow, the block I have is 4. Is it 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 films, and they all have this sense of longing. Like, for the most part, they all have a sense of longing for someone else and for your love. And they're just all really good, and they're all, what's the best way to describe it? I need like hours to talk about my stuff. I can't just do it.
Well, that's also gonna have a short film from one of our dear friends, Michael Verratti.
Yes.
And he always turns it out every damn time, every single time.
Indeed,
So,
the one he submitted this year is really good. And I'm like chilling about it while I'm thinking about it.
Oh,
it's really
love
good.
that. Now, again, circling back to the awards that we're giving out, the Jack-o'-lantern Award is, again, something that celebrates the spirit of Halloween and everything like that. But we keep talking about this award show. And, I think that we need to bring in one of the co-hosts of the awards show, Mr. He. Mr.
What's
He,
good,
how?
And hello, hi everyone. Let me like.
Yay! Oh,
Hi, how's it going, everyone?
Spectacular. I cannot wait to see how you turn it out with the awards show on Sunday night, and yeah, it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah, I am literally beyond excited. Although I don't know, y'all are being way too nice and way too generous, so diplomatic. I've already got my faves. I've already got my winners. I have people DMing me on Instagram being like, "Hey, my film is up. You should watch it. Here's a link." Like there is one called Killer Queen with a drag queen. Someone's already coming for my gig. Evil drag queen. Like y'all are being way too polite up in here. Because some of these films, Horoscope, y'all, if you're not at the festival seeing Horoscope, you did it wrong. You did it wrong. I mean, I didn't get to vote, so I can be 100% biased, but there are some real good ones up in here, let me tell you.
Well, yeah, but you'd be able to do an audience. If you are in the audience, you can vote.
Unfortunately, I'll be at the recording studio during the day making more music. So unfortunately, I will not be able to be a part of the festival, but I've seen a handful of screeners. I've got my favorites, and I'm ready to give a show. I'm so excited. The level of talent in some of these, girl, y'all are lying when you say these are indie little cheap films, because some of these people got budget.
Okay, yes, that is very true. That is true. There are some films that do have a budget, for sure.
And if they didn't have a budget, they got talent.
That's very true. Indeed.
Well, I was going to say, if they don't have a budget, they certainly do a good job of making it feel like they do.
See, there's just so much that's going to happen this weekend.
And so, okay. So our next, the next block that we want to talk about, and this is when, oh goodness, yeah, it's when Sunday kicks off, and that is Spooky Stories. So that's you again.
I'll keep it short. Spooky Stories. So Spooky Stories is a good collection of just that, like spooky stories that you would tell, say if you were having a slumber party. You know, if your friends came over and you were just like, oh, I have this story I want to tell you, or something if you went camping, you know, along those lines. Did you want to add anything to it, or?
No, it's just it's a collection of there's 10 shorts in this one, so they're a little bit shorter than some of the other the block is the same length, but the films are a little shorter than what you'll find in some of the other blocks. And
I do have a favorite though in this one. What? Well, I have a couple of favorites in this one.
Well,
no.
Okay, so one of my favorites in this one, and I will tell you, it's a musical. Like all my favorites are always going to be musicals when it comes to our festival. It feels like it's called In a Better Place, and I woke up this morning with the song stuck in my head. So it's not a bad song. It just has been stuck in my head all day, and I'm very excited to watch it again this weekend.
That's like that movie Earworm.
Yeah.
That's like the movie Earworm. Remember?
Earworm, fantastic.
That was from Now, Adrian, you have Fantastic Worlds. So do you want to talk to us about that block?
Yeah, because there are quite a few good ones in that one as well. This one, we're able to fit in a few more. So there's 6 in this one. So there's a good mix of short and long ones. These are kind of all, the category originally started out as science fiction, but then it kind of expanded. So it's still sci-fi, but there's just a good mix of fantastic stories, pretty much tall tales that ended up in this category. So this one's a fun one too. Probably my favorite one, I don't know if I can say, but is The Relic, because that one I revisited a couple of times after watching it. So that one is in the middle, snuck it in there, so you have to stay in your seat so you can see this one.
Mr. He, did you have something to say about The Relic?
Budget.
Yeah.
budget. They got budget and they got talent.
Right.
Because you start off and you're like, okay, cute, this is gonna be fun, and then you're like,
You're on the edge of your
See?
I was here for a little indie, sure, not the next blockbuster. What's going on? Crazy.
That one had like graphics at the end. That had a really good creature. So yeah, their budget was, they made good use of their money for that one.
Pretty damn remarkable. Now, who had Die Laughing? Was that Brian?
No, that's me.
That was you. Okay. Let's
Yes.
chat Die Laughing here. And
I have Die Laughing, yes, which is our comedy block, which is always a fun one. We got we have 9 shorts in it this year that are all of just such an outstanding and different quality to them. This is where you'll find Horoscope.
Yes. My favorite.
So you definitely don't want to miss this block. We have there's just a couple of really impressive films in here as well that are not just funny but just really well made. There's a great one that everybody in the team really enjoyed called Council House and Violent, which
that one is fun.
It is.
I don't really know what I can say about it.
No,
but,
nothing.
No.
Just that we all enjoyed it and you will too.
Yes.
Yep.
It's hilarious. It's gory. It's yucky, and it has heart. It has heart. So now the next one up is Amantha.
Yes. Indeed, right? Why the face? Why the face indeed?
Not
This
exactly
one was
what I
also
was
Brian.
meaning, but
This one
that
was
is
all for
your.
Brian. This was all for Brian. No, Brian did a fantastic. Okay, so Brian did. This block is just weird. It's just weird. I will
And this
tell you.
is like this particular block has been his baby from day one.
Right,
And,
exactly.
and he has turned this into something so cool. And like this is easily each year this is always my standout block. Like I'm like, I've got to see because it's a total mind frick
really
in Trish talk. But
I
yeah,
don't know if there's any in there that we wanted to point out, or what about that's where the Sesame Street is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about
Nightmare
that?
on Sesame
Nightmare
Street,
on Sesame Street. Yes, you wanted.
which is a film that we showed last year on the Midsummer streaming. And as they told us, the filmmakers were on and told us that they actually were inspired by Midsummer Scream to make that film.
no.
And they will be bringing one of the stars of the film along with them to the festival.
Yes. We get to meet a celebrity, y'all.
Yes.
What's up, Phil?
Yes, somebody by the name of Elmo.
Uh-oh.
What?
Can we tickle him?
I don't know.
I wouldn't tickle this Elmo.
Oh, come on.
Moving on. So Kay, somebody known as Kay in the chat on YouTube is saying that Koreatown Ghost Story is great and it's got the Willow's house. And you know what? That's correct. Mr. He, do we have something to say?
Koreatown, Ghost Story. Oh my God. Stand out. Amazing. Incredible. I loved it.
And
that one's featured. Koreatown Ghost Story is one of the films featured in A Captive Audience.
yes. And 2 words. Margaret.
Cho.
Margaret Cho.
There we are.
Icon legend.
So yeah, and Kay also says WTF is the best block. Come see Jimmy.
Oh, come see Jimmy. That's all we're gonna say.
Yes.
Just come see Jimmy. So let's see here. We've only got 2 others to cover here. Stalkers and Slashers. Trish, that is you, sweetheart.
That is me.
Take it away.
I have 6 films that I curated for this block, and I have no favorite. I wouldn't trade any of these for anything. Sit through the whole thing. Do not go to the bathroom. Do not get popcorn. Just sit and watch it. There's comedy. There's gore. There's comedy gore. There's twisted endings. There's creepy moments. There's tons of blood. There's lots of this, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. It's flipping fantastic.
Nice. And
Eric, Mr. He, my first short film here was done in the UK for only $400 American, just so you know.
Gag.
And it is good. It's called Santa Baby. Check it out.
Oh my gosh, I love that one.
I'm all for a Christmas haunt. Mr. He sees you when you're sleeping. Mr. He knows when you're awake. Give me holiday horror.
Yep. It's fantastic.
Oh my God. And so finally, our final block is Splattertown. And Eric, Amantha, I think that it is apropos that the two of you wrap this discussion up super quick with Splattertown.
Well, that was Remy's block. Yeah. So that's Remy's block. Remy, again, everybody did an outstanding job curating their blocks, putting together a story essentially for that hour that you're in the theater. And with Splattertown, I don't even know what to say about that one. I mean, there's how many are there? There's about
there's four.
There are 4. They're all good quality. They're
high quality gore.
I can tell you what Remy would say.
Yes.
You need to come see Little Willie.
Right, that's exactly what she would say. Come see Little Willie. Yes.
I know she loves all 4 of the films that are in there, but I know,
right. I know, yeah, for sure.
Little Willie is her favorite.
Yes.
Little Willie's good.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is our wrap up of everything that's going to be happening as far as movies go. But we also, Saturday night, we are going to have a very special presentation by our dear friends from Lovecraft. And let's see if I have my nice little graphic. Oh my God, where is it? Okay, well, Lovecraft did that amazing song Skeleton Sam, and we did a video contest, and people submitted films that featured Lovecraft's music. Lovecraft selected a winner. We're going to be screening the winner and the runner-up, and then this is all on Saturday night after the film festival has ended for Saturday. Okay, and then that night, Lovecraft is going to do a performance, show their 2 shows, and then there's going to be a very special, very nostalgic movie that we are going to screen. We can't tell you what the title is, but it's David Markland says that it's probably going to become one of your new Halloween favorites, your annual viewing favorites. And I've seen a portion of it, and all I can say is jaw hit floor.
Wow, exciting.
Yes, I was just like, wow. So, and what was really funny is I ended up knowing somebody who was one of the stars in it. And I was like, so, maybe she'll be able to show up. So, yeah, so then there's that. But then on Sunday night, honey, can you talk to us about what's happening on Sunday night, Mr. He?
Oh my God, Sunday night, we're giving stunts, we're giving looks, we're giving shows, we're giving awards, we're giving trophies. You came to play, you did your best, and now the winner will take the trophy. Of course, what's better than getting a trophy from me? I'm pretty much your trophy dream. But I'm so excited. I may or may not also be doing a little number. So you want drag, you want shows, you want looks, you want trophies. 10s across the board. 6s. We should do 6s across the board. Maybe 3 6s. I feel like
there you go.
A little bit more on brand for the buzz. But I'm hyped. It's going to be so fun. Remy and I are so unbelievably excited to be hosting this show, this award ceremony on Sunday night. And yeah, I'm excited. Get your tickets. You're going to see the best of the best. I mean, what else is there to see? What else is there to do? Cancel your plans.
I mean, kind of, yeah. So, Mr. He would be there, but they're making some music in a studio for us, so they're only thinking of us. So there's that. But the thing is, you can see Mr. He perform and host the award show on Sunday night with our beloved Remy. And I think this is going to be an amazing 2 days of horror and film and camp and fun. And it's cheap. So just buy your ticket. It's in the comments. So there you go. I mean, you buy one ticket and it gets you in for the entire day. So, or there's still the weekend passes available. So grab that.
Okay. And the weekend pass gets you into everything.
Yeah.
Everything. It gets you because there's the day events and then there's the evening events that are like a separate ticket. But if you buy the weekend pass, you get everything. Yeah. Everything. So just do that. Plus, what, Amantha? What are we going to have at the concession stand that might up the ante a bit?
Oh, well, we always have a special drink for any event that we do. So this year we're going to have the Screaming Rum.
Woohoo!
Okay,
the
now you
Screaming
laugh.
Rum.
No, Screaming Rum. Like room?
See? It's a play on Screaming Room, you see.
No, but with alcohol. So if you want to join me in the lobby where I will be having Screaming Rums, and you can hang out with me while during intermission.
While people are screaming.
Come have a drink with me.
Come have a drink with me. What?
I said while people are screaming, you can have your rum.
Yes.
Right.
So
yes.
And the cool thing is, you can take that drink right up in that theater.
You can take 2 drinks right up in that theater.
You could, and there are cup holders. So
right,
and the big
you have 2 hands. So we'll open the doors for you.
See, and
I mean, I'm telling you, there's so much that is for you at this event.
Kay says they don't get it, so maybe we can simplify the play on the word a little.
For Kay, we'll take Kay offline.
Okay. Anyway, you guys, it has been real. We have gone so far over, but I kind of don't care because I loved talking about the upcoming weekend. I am pumped, and I cannot wait to see all these filmmakers. Mr. He, darling, thank you for coming onto the show.
Yes.
Thank you for for being a part of it. Adrian, Trish, Rem, and Brittany and Eric and Amantha, thank you.
And Brian.
And Brian.
Yes.
Yes, and Brian. Thank you.
I feel Brian needs an adult.
Huh?
I said I feel Brian needs an adult.
No, he's just grown.
Well, that's what
now.
That's what Kay says in the comments.
Really? I need an adult. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You need an adult. Okay.
Don't ask your parents to come on down to this festival.
Just do it. All right, guys. So listen, thank you for watching. Buy a ticket to this weekend's event, the Screaming Room, at the Frida Cinema this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. And we would love to have you guys there. And it's going to be one hell of a good time. So without further ado, I guess that's it. Does anybody have any final last words?
Does he want to show that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Did
you going to show your intro?
Did you want to show something?
Did you want to show anything?
Oh, my God. I think I do. Ladies and gentlemen, hot off the press, we have the little pre-roll that's going to open every single block. Okay? And this was put together by the very talented Chris Morrill. And here you go.
Scared mama.
There you go.
Woo!
So
job.
get your tickets. All right. And we will see you this weekend. I normally say that we would see you in the fog. Oh, but we'll see you this weekend. Okay, kids? Unpleasant dreams.